Everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video, and today is Monday, which means that it's Mail Monday, where I go over all the recent pickups that I've had over the past 6 days. Here on my channel, we go over any of the DVDs, mixed media, records, cards, anything that I picked up from eBay, sometimes patches and stickers, show off some local artwork or some other artwork and stuff like that. Whatever I pick up, I usually try to showcase in the collecting world. We do have 2 packages from Timmy Breaks, from 2 recent breaks that I was a part of. Links in the description down below for his eBay page and channel. So if you're interested in card breaks, sports, I think right now he's just doing basketball and baseball. Definitely check him out. Let's get him to 150 subs. He's very, very close, and he's starting to do some stuff that is not breaks, like during his break updates. So always check out his break updates, because sometimes he's opening packages from yours truly. So we do have some video games that I picked up from work, and for those who don't know, I work at a pawn shop, so I do see a lot of mixed media here and there, and somebody brought in a couple games, and I had to pick these up. We got MVP 04 featuring Albert Pujols on the Cardinals. My favorite baseball game. This is the baseball game that I think had the best. They figured out everything that all the other baseball games were doing incorrectly, like All-Star Baseball and High Heat and stuff like that. And this 03 was decent, but 03 didn't capture me as much as 04 did. And then 05 pretty much was just like, slap the paint on the car, it's off and running. And then, of course, they're like, we don't have the license anymore to do baseball games. So here's I think they did Little League? MVP Little League was the next one or something like that. My favorite baseball game growing up, and I didn't have the manual for it. I have a copy somewhere over there. Don't have the manual, so I was like, all right, well, for a buck, I can't complain. And this was $5. Very, very cool. The Jackass, the game for the PS2. I'm going to probably do some gameplay on this. Just going to try and find a HDMI solution for a PS2. So be on the lookout for that. Complete. But the case has some scarring, which actually adds a nice little flair to what it is. I mean, it's freaking Jackass. So one thing I do want to mention is I am going to start to slowly shift towards mixed media content. I have done some gameplay videos for a game called Rock of the Dead on my channel, so definitely check those out, links in the description. But I'm going to be doing some more movie reviews, TV show reviews, maybe some analytical essays on media and collecting and stuff like that, and start to kind of pivot away from cards, just because my fiance and I have set a date for our wedding, which is in September. So we have not a whole lot of time to save for this wedding and our honeymoon. So I really don't want to spend a whole lot of money on cards, especially when our wedding is very, very close. It's gonna be like that, and I'm gonna be married. So I want to, I'm gonna still do some card openings, but it's not gonna be as frequent as it has been. So I'm sorry if you're into Pokemon card openings and baseball card openings. Also, it's been tough as heck trying to get cards. But that being said, if you like media stuff, definitely stick around. This was another buy from work. Someone brought in a random bag of DVDs, and this was in there. The Final Countdown from Blue Underground, featuring Kirk Douglas and Martin Sheen. Don't know much about this film. Almost picked it up a while back on Blu-ray for like $10 from Hamilton Books, which is actually, weirdly enough, out of Connecticut. And I was like, I really don't need it that bad. It seems pretty cool. It's about like an aircraft carrier from the 40s, it looks like. Could be a nice little nautical film, if you will. War nautical film. Yeah. And then last but not least, for the media, we do have some pickups from my buddy Gary. Gary's a customer that comes in, and him and I talk about media all the time. He was a big horror film collector and DVD and VHS collector back in the day. Downsizing, moving out of his bigger house from where I grew up, because he actually lived in the same town I grew up in, and moving to an apartment, and he's like, I'm tired of carrying all these freaking totes of DVDs and VHS tapes, but he still likes collecting and still watching stuff. So we have this agreement where he will come in and he'll ask, like, hey, could you order this box set for me? And if I find the box set for a good price, I order it, and then he will either, pay for it, what I paid for it, he'll give me VHS and DVDs. And usually he's like, he's like, if you want the tote, just take the tote. I'm like, okay, cool. So there's times where I've come home with like 10, 20 crazy DVDs, VHS tapes and crap like that. So this time he wanted My Name is Earl, the complete series on DVD. So I picked that up on Amazon for him for $40. And this was a very, very fair trade, especially for me. But he's like, I just don't want this stuff anymore. So we've got Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in To Have and Have Not on DVD from Warner. This was an Ernest Hemingway book from Ernest Hemingway. Don't have it in my collection, so thought it'd be nice. It's always nice to see the Bogarts in action. Unfortunately, not the original case on these. This is the Samurai collection from Criterion. We've got, let's do this in order. Musashi Miyamoto, Samurai 1. Not the original case, but the disc is legitimate. Too legitimate to quit with Duel of Achochi Temple, and then Duel of Ganru Island. These don't do a whole lot on like recent comps are a couple bucks, but original case with that would have been nice. One of my favorites, or my second favorite from what he brought in, was Cujo, and this is in a old clamshell, Warner Home Video clamshell. We got the horror rental sticker at the top. The spine is marked up. I love the artwork on that. It's very ominous. If you don't know about Cujo, it is a Stephen King book made into a film about a dog that goes rabid and basically corners a mother and son into a car. So by looking at this, you kind of don't know what it's about, which was super enticing for someone that's like gonna rent it. The cover I'm familiar with has the dog on it, and it's cool. It's not the best, but that's so much better. Plus the clamshell's the shit. And then he also brought in the Bruce Lee Master Collection on VHS. Really cool box set. I can't complain. I don't have a lot of Kung Fu stuff or Bruce Lee stuff in my collection, so a very inexpensive set. Like this on DVD is like $20, but it's always just nice to have the VHS version of it. We have Fist of Fury, Chinese Connection, Return of the Dragon, Game of Death, and Bruce Lee the Legend. Plus the boxes is really nice. This was put out by 20th Century Fox and CBS Fox. And he said there's like one other VHS tape that kind of went with it. He's got to find. And then this last piece he said he had. And he mentioned to me like a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, he's like, it's buried somewhere. I don't know where the heck it is. And he brought it in. And I'm very glad he brought it in, because this made up for the whole trade. This is why I said it's fair, but it's fair in my favor. We've got Arrow Video's Sleepaway Camp, the Survival Kit. This I'm so excited to have in my collection. Ever since I saw Sleepaway Camp last year. I know, I'm a horror fan. How did I see Sleepaway Camp only last year? When I was in lockdown, I was going through my horror Blu-rays, and I was trying to find something to watch. And I'm like, do I want to watch Sorority Babes at the Bolorama? Do I want to watch, Cannibal Ferox? Do I want to watch I Spit on Your Grave? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to watch. And Sleepaway Camp 2 I had on Blu-ray, and I bought from a retro store a couple years back for like $4. And I was like, man, I should watch Sleepaway Camp 2. And so I posted online that like what I was gonna watch on Instagram, and I said Sleepaway Camp 2, like this is like now gonna be playing, and I was getting it ready to set up, and a buddy of mine, Alex, hit me up on Instagram and was like, dude, if you haven't seen the first one, watch the first one. He goes, the second one's the third one's shite, the first one is the shit. And as I mentioned in the post, like, haven't seen this yet, should I jump into Sleepaway Camp 2? And he answered the question within like 3 minutes, so I'm like, crap, I gotta go try and, alright, I want to watch Sleepaway Camp, so now I gotta try and find it. Bro, there's one on YouTube. So, I found it on YouTube. It's actually a pretty decent cut of it, too. So if you're interested in seeing that, it's a really, really campy slasher film that involves teenagers. So there's a lot of gender and sexuality talk, but the kills in it are really, really brutal. The effects, phenomenal. probably one of the best twist endings, and I think probably one of the most influential horror film that has to deal with gender and sexuality. Don't want to get too much into it, but I know there's a bunch of papers written about it. I know because there was a class I was supposed to take on gender and sexuality in horror films, so I had their textbook for it. And I remember Sleepaway Camp, there's like two or three essays on it. But I might do a video on it soon enough. So what does the survival kit entail, you may ask? Well, we've got our first aid cream. We've got a bandage. We've got another bandage. We've got anti-sweat wipes. No, antiseptic wipes. But it's really, really cool. So it shows like a first aid kit. We've got the diary for Sleepaway Camp, which is basically just like kind of a little campy little booklet about like what's happening during the camp experience. And then we've got Sleepaway Camp 1 with the old iconic cover right there. We've got Sleepaway Camp 2, which I actually did see the next day because I love Sleepaway Camp 1. Sleepaway Camp 2 is definitely, it shies away. It kind of knows it's a horror film. It's like, it knows what it's doing. It's kind of comical in a way. Haven't seen Sleepaway Camp 3 yet. Heard this one wasn't very good, but I'll probably watch it eventually. And then Sleepaway Camp 4 production. So basically what happened was Sleepaway Camp 4 was being produced, and lo and behold, they stopped filming. The original director wasn't put onto it, so that's basically what they have there. But then it got remade, or I don't know the whole gist of it, but there's just like some part of it, and it was supposed to be really good, but then they stopped filming. So I'm very excited to have that in my collection. It's not a cheap box set either. Last couple have sold for like $40-50 right there. So I'm very excited to have, that in my collection. So that's the mixed media, and let's go over to the table and see what we got from Timmy Breaks by flip on over to the table, putting Bernie in the top right. For those who are new to my channel, every week or so I usually participate in a break with my buddy Timmy from New York, and it's usually baseball breaks. So if you're interested in baseball stuff, definitely check out his eBay page and his YouTube channel. Very, very fun. I'm usually the loudest in the chat, and I do this every single time. I always like cut way too far into it. So this is I think that's like the second time I've done that. Usually do baseball breaks with my buddy. So it looks like this was from 39. This might have been a Contenders break. And I had the Braves. Looks like the only banger out of this one. Here's his information. I'll also leave it in the description down below. Focus, buddy. There we go. Got a couple Braves cards, and then a postseason Christian Pache. And then 38 was, I believe, a mixer. We'll mix it up action. Because we got some tops and we got some optic. So yeah, I think this was the mixer. I can't open this team bag to save my life. Go. Justin Dunn, rated rookie. Got some, and then I had the Mariners as well. So we got Ichiro, Griffey. Why can't I see this person's name? Kyle Seeger. Julio Rodriguez, and the big hitter was the Kyle Lewis rookie. Very excited about that. So those are the breaks from Timmy. Definitely check out his channel if you're interested in getting into some of the breaks he does. They're a pretty fun time. I've always, even when I don't hit, I usually have a good time, and they're very inexpensive too, which is great. So if you're wanting to collect some cards on a budget, definitely check them out. And that's going to do it for this episode of Mail Monday. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. It does help my channel out. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you thought one of the coolest cards or VHS tapes, it's weird to say that, or DVDs or game that I picked up. Like I said before, I'm going to be starting to do some more mixed media content versus card openings. I will still be doing some card openings here and there, but I'm going to start to shift a little bit. So expect some TV and movie reviews, maybe some, just analytical stuff, maybe some video essays. I'll see you guys in the next video.